Speaking of right-wingers who are also dullards, Madison Cawthorn's racist website, this is from The Bulwark, uh, a news outlet that gonna be honest, I've not heard of much, so. But this guy, I've paid a little bit of attention to him. He's running in North Carolina. He's not running in my district, but he's running in a district in North Carolina. And this is the same guy. I first heard of Madison Cawthorn a couple months ago, maybe like 6 months ago. Um, because he made this like Instagram post or a Facebook post, I forget which one it was, about visiting the Fuhrer's house. And he said he said the term, the Fuhrer's house. So he went, like he was on like vacation or something, and it was like, I'm so glad to be with the Fuhrer, right? Like where the Fuhrer was, or whatever the fuck. It was some really creepo shit. And then I next heard about him when he did this little stunt at the RNC that you see this little picture of here. And then people were saying, he's so brave, he's courageous for standing up. And it's like, okay, all right, I mean, sure, right? If this guy wasn't a Nazi, maybe that would be brave. Okay, sure. A new attack website put up by Madison Cawthorn's campaign includes an explicitly racist broadside against his opponent, Mo Davis, for associating himself with people who want to ruin white males. What? Ruin white what? Interesting. Someone who 1 minute talks about visiting the Fuhrer's vacation home is now talking about ruining white males? I wonder what's going on there. Let's read some more. The website motaxes.com, and by the way, as soon as this was broadcast, as soon as this was like posted in journalistic outlets, it was changed because I went to go check it and it was changed. So I'm throwing that in there. Takes aim at Davis over his purported association with a local journalist, Tom Fiedler. It says that Fiedler quit his academia job in Boston to work for non-white males like Cory Booker, who aims to ruin white males. What? Non-white males? What? Like, imagine, like, your boss is black. You have betrayed the white race. It's like, what? Bizarre. Bizarre. And we can just read this, right? Like, it's just, okay. Putting the atrocious syntax aside, quitting one's job to work for someone who isn't white is a problem now? Booker's blackness is an issue that offends you? I like the editorial here, by the way. In Donald Trump's white grievance party, apparently so. Cawthorn's despicable smear echoes President Trump's recent racist dog whistle. Dog horn, question mark? I love the editorial. Attacks on Booker. Trump has made a feature of his campaign speech a line about how Joe Biden plans to send Cory Booker, of all people, into the suburbs to somehow ruin everything for reasons that are totally a total mystery. That is something I noticed a while ago, of Trump just talking about Cory Booker over and over again. And it's like, what? Cory Booker, the guy that got like 0.2% of the votes and then dropped out? What? What? Okay. But Cawthorn is happy to say the loud part even louder. Cory Booker, you shouldn't work for him because he's non-white and ruining white males. What does that even mean, ruining white males? The Cawthorn campaign is running a Facebook ad campaign directing users to this attack site, which, just for good measure, also claims that Democrats like Davis spew violence and hate. That's one of my favorite forms of projection, right? Like the guy who threatened to call the cops on me in the chat room earlier. It's like, I know that I said that all non-white people should go to jail because I disagree with them and they're all rioters and looters. Every black person is a rioter. But why are you directing hate at me when you say that I am uninformed? Why are you so rude to me? What? It's weird. Projection is the name of the game. For those who aren't familiar with his backstory, Cawthorn is a 25-year-old wonder kid who beat the establishment Republican choice to succeed Mark Meadows in NC-11 when Meadows stepped down to become Trump's chief of staff. He went on to be one of the featured speakers at the Republican National Convention. Cawthorn was also recently the target of a letter from his college classmates that accused him of participating in gross misconduct toward our female peers. Interesting. Despite claiming to represent a new generation of Republicans like the rest of the young generation, I like that. The rest of the young generation Trump, Cawthorn has learned, I'm so sorry for my dyslexia, that Republican voters are less interested in the regulatory regime than in uncut white identity politics. In addition to targeting Davis for associating with someone who worked for a black man, the microsite also smeared him as a terrorist defender who commits perversion. Perversion? Yes, that's a word. Um, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm a little bit rambunctious this morning, and as a result, I can't read. So I'm so sorry. But, like the rest of Generation Trump, Cawthorn is also learning that while it's easy to dominate a Republican primary with this stuff, winning a general election is harder. National Journal's Hotline reported that this morning that a Democratic internal poll has Davis ahead by 3 points, which may explain Cawthorn's increasingly aggressive tactics. And this is an update here at the bottom. Since the publication of this article, the MoTaxes.com site has been updated to replace the non-white males and ruin white males attack with language about how Mo supports left-wing identity politics. That's the thing. Whenever someone says identity politics, that's code word for non-white people. There's a gay person on the campaign. Right? Like, that's their kind of mentality, right? It's just bizarre, right? It's bizarre. It's bizarre. But again, this is the Wonder Kid. You got people saying, oh, he's so beautiful, he's so brave. He stood up even though he's disabled. So brave. And again, that is cool. I don't know his disability. I don't know what's going on there, but that's cool. Right? That's nice. That's rad. But at the same time, the guy's kind of a freak. And that should be conjoined. With his brave abilities, he's also a little bit of a freak. So that's about it.